Okay, 6 o'clock in the kingdom on a Wednesday. Yes, we're doing the intros at the end of the day, but the thing is, we wake up in the morning, we don't know what we're doing, we're running around. How would you say, protecting the wilderness? Yes, protecting the wilderness. Alright, so this morning we started off with hot spots behind the house here over here. Yes, and the staff just arrived and we did one over there. Alright, so I'll scroll a bit here in a minute. So today we'll have this at the first of the video, and then it'll be all the staff's filming because she was doing most of the filming today. But the thing is, we have to get ready and be prepared. Also too, the welder in the shop isn't putting out enough power because we have to have the heat on in the house. We just about froze last night. As you can see, I got my toque on. You can get these through Sir Rodney. And I'm wearing my long undies. No, you're not going to see those. Yes. And it's supposed to go to 0 degrees tonight, which is what, 32 Fahrenheit? Ooh, I got a good memory. Yes. All right, let's scroll a bit this way. The flags are taking a licking, but they're keeping on ticking. All right, we had lots of action today. Across the highway over in the corner. And nobody from the fire, DNR invited us over to put out hotspots. So we stayed over here because that's the danger zone. Yes, what was that? Kenny Loggins in the Top Gun soundtrack? What was that, 40 years ago? The danger zone. So we stayed over on this side of the highway doing the hotspots. Yes. Okay, so the staff just left. Ooh, yeah. Staff just left. We had a, where was it? Over here. Yes, behind the shop here, the new shop burnt on Sunday night, all right? And we had a really good flare-up, and the staff did a video on that. So that was quite the adrenaline rush. We kind of regret having Aggie the cat being a diesel because we have to start it on gas and then switch to diesel. It wouldn't be too bad if it was warm out here, but it's cold, yes. So we got it up and going and got the fire out. Oh, we have to do the cough. Oh, that was lame ass, just like my honeymoon. All right, so today we spent the day maintenancing. We went into the wilderness. We put out some hot spots. We come around. The staff's been doing the quadding through the wilderness, keeping the hot spots under check, and it'll be in her video to follow here. So we serviced the cat. Yes, we greased it. Yes, we greased it and fixed a few little things. We played with the tank over there and got everything done right. And we're organizing the kingdom, putting things away before we trip and fall over them. And we're not sure when the big one's coming back. It all depends on the wind. But we keep in touch with the DNR, but they're saying the big one's coming, so they're getting ready. Yes, they're getting ready. This has been unreal. I think it's been a week and a half now. Unreal. But we're still having fun, I think. We just getting all screwed up. We still can't unpack the 48 Chevy sedan delivery or the 67 Chevy that was on the tow bar because we could leave on a moment's notice just like the other 4 times. Yes, we're going car camping now. And grab the dogs and off we go. And it's been so freaking cold up here, it's unreal. Which is good for the fires because you need heat and wind. Here we have cold and snow, so it's not burning as hot fast. All right, we've had enough today, and we can't go have beverage or anything yet. All right, so here we go. So we'll insert all the staff's video after this. And, okay, and then maybe I'll start another one to stay end of day. Whoa, we'll try that, see if we have enough talent.
Wednesday morning in WHO-ville, and I just made it to the kingdom. It's almost 10 a.m. We're gonna head out and check the hot spots around the yard here. I did go through the bush and quad a little bit. There is a hot spot on our walking south trail, which is just in the bush here. So we're gonna go around and put that out, then make our way around everywhere else and keep checking. Made it down the south trail, no problem. We had to park on the road here, and then we have the garden hose fed into the bush. You can kind of see where my dad is standing. That's where the hot spot is. I've been quadding around the kingdom here, checking everything out. I didn't notice this one last night, but good thing I came down the trail this morning. Now I'll walk over and show you guys where it is in the bush. Our quad trail and dog walking trail that leads into the kingdom is right here, and it goes all the way into the back gate of the kingdom there. So thankfully I came over here and noticed. I seen this tree right here smoking, so I made sure we came over to put it out. There's a few other hot spots, so we'll go check those out as well. Up on the highway by the Tom Cochran's Life is a highway sign, and directly into the bush here there's a little spot. I did walk around to check it, but we'll go in there and make sure there's nothing hot. Doesn't look like there's any hot spots in here, which is good. They were using the helicopter and bucketing all around here, but I'll keep an eye on this because you never know, the roots under the trees could catch fire again, and that wouldn't be good. This is pretty close to the kingdom. Now let's continue down the trail and keep checking the spots. Just down the road a ways from the Tom Cochran sign, there is another little hot spot here, so I'll kind of walk through the bush and give it a check. You can tell that they were down here with the hoses, so it should be okay, but you never know. I don't see any smoke coming up. I don't smell anything at the moment, but I will be keeping an eye on it just in case. There is also a hot spot behind me here in the bush. We call this a loop-de-loop. There's a little quad trail here that wraps around itself. And as you can see in the bush there, it's a little burn, so we'll walk over and check that out as well. 10:30 and we're over at the other hot spot. It was burning all the way from that orange ribbon completely down to where the train tracks are, so we've been walking in the bush here. They were dumping water on this yesterday, so it should be okay, but we're keeping an eye on it. Just down the road a little ways is where we were fighting the fire and keeping it under control until the fire crew and the helicopter showed up that day. My shoes were pretty burnt from that, but if it wasn't for us getting it under control, this could have been a lot worse. Sounds like the helicopter is out flying around, which is good. They're keeping an eye on us, and they're watching all the hot spots as well. You never know, there could be a flare-up. There is one hot spot that I noticed just on the other side of that hydro pole there, so that is where we are off to. But on the way over, I will take a look and see what else I see. Oh, there's the helicopter making their rounds, checking all the hot spots and making sure there's no other flare-ups. Looks like we found a couple hot spots here. I can kind of see a flame starting right there, so we'll get the garden hose out and spray all this down. There's a few little spots, but I don't really see anything else. In the bush checking for hot spots while my dad is over there tackling those few little trees that we noticed were kind of catching fire there, but we were able to get it under control. Look at all these bottles that are popping up. These bottles were underneath all that grass and moss and leaves and stuff that were here. Look at that. We just spent a long time cleaning up bottles, and it looks like we'll be cleaning up some more. I don't see any hot spots over here, which is good. This was the area my dad, my little helper, and I were all putting out fires the other day. Found another hot spot. As you can see, it's just burning in the grass and the leaves and stuff, but if we don't do it now, this could catch all the trees on fire here, and that wouldn't be good. While my dad puts out that hot spot, I'm gonna look around in the corner here and see if I can see anything else. Our neighbor's shop is just on the other side of those trees. Let's kind of walk around and take a look. Do you guys see any smoke popping up anywhere? We'll walk over here. It has been on and off raining, but with this wind, that rain don't mean anything. I don't see any smoke. We'll kind of walk around and check it out here. You can see where it jumped and started in the little bush there. Let's walk over here. This is where we were that day, fighting the fires and stuff. We put out all this stuff right here. Just kind of walk over. I will be back and forth throughout the day, keeping an eye on this area and the surrounding area around the kingdom, just in case. The fire crew and everyone are very grateful that I had the quad, and I'm in the bush checking out the trails and stuff. Last thing they want is a flare-up. I don't really see or smell anything, but we'll keep looking. Even with all these fires going on and most of the place is burnt on the ground here, nature finds a way to still be beautiful. Look at those little flowers. Lots of trees have fallen over. As you can see, it burnt the roots out, and then once the wind picked up, it just toppled everything over. These trees here used to be all standing when we were in here the other day fighting those little fires. Look at all the glass. Even under this tree right here, you can see there's a straight line of where it burnt, but not anywhere else. Then we have a tree right here that burnt, but nowhere else, and then a small tree right here that burnt. Good thing the helicopter is out flying around. They're keeping an eye on us, and they'll be looking for hot spots. Now we'll make my way back over to my dad. Looks like that little corner is put out pretty well. The fire crew and stuff were down here yesterday, but they are pretty busy today with everything else, so we came down and have been checking the hot spots and keeping an eye on everything. There was a hot spot on the other side of the road here down the hydro line, but I just checked it and it seems to be out, so we're not going to worry about it right now. Let's head back into the kingdom and see what else we're doing today. Just as we're about to head back into the kingdom and pump the water off, I looked over and look at that, another hot spot. As long as we soak everything down, keep checking it every few hours or so, I'll come down with the quad every hour on the hour and check to make sure nothing else flares up. 1:30 and I just finished making lunch. I had leftover lasagna for my dad's birthday in the freezer, so I put that in the oven and it turned out pretty good. My little helper got some butterfly coconut shrimp given to him, so we made that as well since it was thawed out. We can't really freeze it again. Now I'll head over to the kingdom and drop off my dad's lunch. 3 p.m. and I'm out checking hotspots. I just went around the little loop-de-loop that's in front of the kingdom here. I didn't see anything until I came upon this one right here. It is kind of hot in the corner there, but it wasn't like that the last time. I did put it out, but I'll go grab some water and make sure it's completely out. Now let's go check the rest of the area. 3:30 and I just finished checking all the hotspots and stuff. Other than that one hotspot, we are pretty good. My dad is fixing the tire, our first trip out to get a load of water, and of course we got a nail in the tire. Good thing he fixed it. Now we are ready to go in case there's any more hotspots. I'll wait 2 hours and then go back out and check again, because last time I went out there, that hotspot wasn't there. 5:30 and I'm doing my hotspot checks right in behind the kingdom where the van trailers are. Look at this. This was all flames when I showed up. Thankfully, I was able to catch it in time. I always carry water on the quad while I'm checking the hot spots, so I dumped my 4 jugs of water on, ran to get my dad, and he brought the cat down. Sprayed it for a good 5 minutes. I think I was able to get it out. Good thing I check all the hot spots every 2 hours or so. Now I'll continue checking the rest of them. Hopefully there's no more hot spots. Glad I caught this when I did. Those flames were up to the trees here, and that whole white tree was all on fire, which isn't good. That could have been bad because this is right behind all of our van trailers and the news shop. Now let's head back into WHO-ville once I'm done checking all my hot spots, and tonight we're gonna have ribs with mashed potatoes and vegetables. We actually need a good meal after the long week we've had. Came over to the arena to see if I could figure out where they are dropping this water. Just in behind that hydro pole where that tree line is there is where they're dumping the water, but I don't see any smoke or nothing, so it must just be a hot spot. At least these guys are out flying around and checking all around WHO-ville here for hot spots and stuff. I've been keeping my eyes out as well, just in case I see anything around town, because see something, you say something. Plus I carry water with me at all times, so maybe I'd have a good chance of putting it out. I'll try and get a video for you guys of him dumping it here. There's a little pond in behind where he's getting the water from right now. I noticed him when I got back from the kingdom, because he's a straight shot from my house, which is just off to the right here. But I don't see no smoke or anything, so it must just be a hot spot that they're trying to get under control before it lights up, because it is pretty windy out here right now still. I'll zoom in for you guys. For supper tonight, we are going to be having honey garlic ribs. I grabbed 2 packs of ribs from the store today, and we're going to have mashed potatoes and vegetables as well. We deserve a nice dinner after the long week we had. Once supper is done, I can drop it off at the Kingdom. 6:30 and I'm just making supper now. I went up into WHO-ville to check to see why the helicopter was dumping water over here just past my house. They told me it was a flare-up. Nothing too serious since I didn't see any flames or smoke, which is good. But there will be a bunch of flare-ups all over WHO-ville here. Just gotta keep your eyes open. Once supper is done, I can head to the Kingdom and drop it off and do another check around.
Okay, I'm over here, and we'll do the end of days. Yes, the end of day. All right, quick scroll. The 67 Chevy and the 48 Chevy sedan delivery. Yes, no computer problems or anything like that. It's pump the gas, go. And these new fuel pumps are plugging them out, idling, flooding them out, idling. Oh, these lips don't work when I'm sober. So we're going to have to get those fuel regulators. But we're having fun. The main thing is they run, they drive, and we're getting it done. All right, we still have all the sprinkler systems hooked up in case the fire comes back. We don't have a pump from down at the Muskeg, but we've been hauling in the water tanks are full, so we know we have 2 hours of protection. Yes, protection. All right, scroll a bit more. We're getting tired, and it's unreal, but we're getting it done. We're getting it done. That's the main thing. All right, just a bit more. I feel like I'm going to collapse. The stick is pretty heavy at the end of the day. No wonder I only do this in the morning. And the screaming forward from my, how would you say, 15 seconds of fame. A nice road trucker. And the 38 GMC is working well, performing well. Stops, starts, runs, goes good. But my dad would be pleased. But then again, I had to finish his project. Yes, I had to finish his project. All right, we just made one full rotation. We're back where we started. And I'm tired. All right, let's go walk the dogs. We have to walk both sets because they're not outside as much as they used to be. And then we can relax and make a video. We'll talk to you later.